What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy Jax Wild and the homeboy PG the Hustle.
What's
What's
happening, man?
good, man?
What's going on, man?
None, man. Welcome to another Wednesday, another show of the Redeployment Podcast, man.
You know it.
Happy to be here.
Always, man.
How was your week so far, man? How's things going? How was the last time I talked to you?
I can't complain, man. Everything was cool, man. We moving.
Okay.
I know we was talking about the stuff that we got going on. You was talking about the basketball, but I ain't get to let you know that, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we got going on is pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? I now have my certification. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6 months. You know what I'm saying? To get the license, you know what I'm saying? And actually be fully out here, dog. So we really is moving, man. We really
so let's not speed bump a little bit. We'll give them a sample. So PG, y'all, PG went back to school for a little bit, took a class, you know what I'm saying? Because we're about education here on the Redeployment Podcast. We're not just veterans who just sit on our hands and not get it. We're about continuous education. PG likes cars. I like cars. PG wants to get into a space where he can be a dealer. So he had to go get some continuous education. Now, the fans want to know, like, how difficult, how hard, how easy. You know what I mean? How was that?
It was decent. I've been in the game for 20 plus years as far as the car game, so it's easy as far as knowledge wise. It was like it's a lot of tests. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A lot of questions, a lot of tests.
Okay.
But I didn't get under an 80.
Oh.
Like on any of my tests, like I never hit under it. Matter of fact, to be technical, I never hit under like an 85 because I only missed one question on like any test that I missed. Like a lot of them I had hundreds because they was pretty, much I'm not gonna say common knowledge, but industry knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the ones that were specific to like, forms and just different like just different regulations and forms and just different things like that. So that's kind of knowledge base that you got to really get into and start learning and memorize. My form 8803 is, what I'm saying, for this and for that, for tax, and, just all kind of stuff, man. Just like, if somebody, that's the form somebody got to fill out if they give you all cash, like over $10,000. All cash for it. You got to fill out that 8803. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm with it, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. We get it. So that was the highlight of my week. I love education. I love learning new things, especially stuff that I love, things that I'm passionate about. I like learning about them, and I always teach that to all the kids that we coach, mentor, the kids that come to the camp, my kids, your kids, anybody.
Yeah.
I always
all
tell
the
them
kids
to find something that you passionate about and stick to that. Because if you do that, it feel like you never work a day in your life. Like you feel like you don't work. Because like I was driving today and I was just like, man, this is the first time, honestly, even though I've been in the industry for a while, for 20 something years, this is the first time I can actually say, like, I actually love this job and I'm gonna be mad when I let it go. Like once I get to the dealership, I'm kind of gonna be upset that I don't get to run around and talk to the dealers that I get to talk to and just, interact with the people and see all the different. I'm always gonna see all kind of different cars, but just it's invigorating when you walk in somebody's lot. Like I have a dealer that's an indoor warehouse. You walk in and you just see Phantoms and Ferraris.
Ooh.
You see Bentleys and stuff that's not normal, and you're in like the middle of not necessarily a hood, but like a rundown area that you don't think these things are in. It's like you walk in and it's over $20 million just in this garage. Like it's just crazy, bro. Like it's nuts, man. So it's just it's invigorating to me, man. Like so that was my highlight. Man. Oh man, that's it. Nothing special. Man.
let's do it. Let's get you some get your
Oh, thanks, man. How was your week though, man? Well, I think your news is a little more interesting, man. I'm just
all right. So over the last week, I talked to y'all last week. We had a game on Thursday. And I coach middle school basketball. We had a game on Thursday. The boys came out and when what they say nowadays that BTA. Well, we got that. We got that BTA. You know when Buddy put the jersey on the cooler. It was from Miami. Michael Irvin did that too, bro. We could, but you know what I mean. So we had that, and then we had a game yesterday.
Okay.
Took another L. Ron Herbert to the dome piece. So I had to go in the archives. I had to pull out that Coach Carter.
No.
I drugged the chair to the middle of the floor. And we're gonna run till I get tired, bro.
Hey. I just woke up.
because the thing about children and it's just something that they got going on with them right now. And I'm trying to help them through it. Right. It's not that you lose, it's how you lose for me. Mm-hmm. If they're the better team at the time, and we all play basketball, sometimes that ball just do what it want to do. We could shoot the perfect shot. Curry is not 100%.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's in the 40s actually. And he's the greatest shooter. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so they tell him so, and that dude practices crazy practice, right? And so I don't mind that we miss a shot. I don't mind that we look, but we can't just give up in the middle of the game. You know what I mean? We started off on a 9-5 run. We was up 9-5. I blinked and the other team went on a 20-0 run. Despite us calling 3 timeouts in between. Like, I'm grabbing, I grab a jersey or two. You kick a little water cooler, you slam the clipboard down a little bit. You try to get it. You try to muster up as much as you can to try to get them to fight. Like, I need y'all to fight. So the other thing, dog, and it is crazy. Mm-hmm. They literally kill each other in practice.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you going up for a layup and it's RKO time. I'm talking about leg drops, DDTs, suplexes. And y'all can't even pinch a dude on the other team. I pinch him, like poke him. Little eye gouge, just a little. I ain't talking about all the way. I ain't talking about the rake. I'm just like a little. Won't pinch somebody from the other team. So, but anyway, we got a game tomorrow.
They all lessons,
hopefully
man.
We can come through. But they learned a lesson today, right? And I learned a lesson too. So we lost yesterday. And the way the conferences and all that is kind of set up, it's kind of weird. But I mean, it's middle school basketball, so what do you expect, right?
Right.
Since we lost yesterday, we are mathematically eliminated from any playoffs, any championship, right? Now, we know, having seen college and high school and all that, like, you still play on. But some of these kids in this day and age, they're like, what's the use? Why even show up? So I expected, and I walked through that door, I expected at least 2 to 3 to be missing. And they all came. And I was like, y'all taught me something. y'all taught me something because I personally expected that y'all knew y'all was mathematically eliminated not to show up. Because that's the day and age that we're in. We're in the transfer portal. We in the coach didn't let me play, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. We in this quitting. We into all this other stuff, and they all showed up, and I was like, I learned a lesson.
Now, why do they do that?
Why do they quit and all that?
No. Why do they in your conference? Why do they mathematically eliminate?
Well, I'm new, right? There's 12 teams.
Okay.
And I think it's timing too, because we got off the heels of football right into basketball, and on the heels of basketball, baseball. Like they've already started dragging the little pitching zone out to the baseball thing, and students are already starting to kind of tip. So I think they want to make it to where the top 4 teams in the conference play, and then the top 2 is over. So if you don't make it into that, and we're at the bottom, and we only play everybody once, so you can't even get no.
Okay, there it is. Okay, that's where I was coming to. That's why I was like, what's y'all record though? Like, because what you saying
right now we sitting. So I told the guys that right now we sitting at 2 and 4.
Oh yeah,
right. But we have 5 games left, so we can get better than 500. But that still don't get us.
But y'all still don't get us in. So and that's the point I was gonna say. Like if y'all won every game, y'all still wouldn't be able to get in.
We wouldn't be able to get in unless the top 2 start losing a bunch of games. And the way they took that belt off on us,
I refuse to lose.
the way they grab, how Mama used to grab the back of that pants, lift it up,
shake it off.
So the way they grabbed us and got us going.
Wow.
I don't think so. But look, we learned. I'm new. The head coach is new. We are kind of thrown in with already kind of like this kind of made team already. So we in rebuild mode. So we're gonna get through this year and we're gonna finish strong, and then we're gonna be at it next year.
For sure.
Yes, sir. So that's enough about me. We got sponsor today.
Every day. Start your day off, no jitters, not lots of focus, high energy. Go to W Energy. Go to W.GG. Type in PG the Hustle at the end and get 10% off your whole bundle.
Yes, sir. Then we also got the merch popping.
BlackMoneyMediaLive.com. Scroll your way onto that hamburger stack. Hit the Redeployment Podcast and go ahead and get geared up if you show your support.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then finally,
elbow grease. You know it. Elbow grease personal care, man. You guys go ahead and look. Somebody said they got the merch, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Elbow grease, hardworking, man. Hardworking products for hardworking people.
Yes, sir.
We do the beard balm. They have lotion. They have all kind of stuff, man. Oils, body oils, things like that. So there we're having the link up soon as we get rebranded. There's a whole story behind that. You can watch the Real Game No Giving podcast and check that out because I think I talked about it on there. With that being said, man, we ready, man. What we got today? Who we got the next slide in?
So we have our guest today. He goes by the name of O. This brother, I actually met him during my Japan season. Nice. Where y'all know I was kind of in the middle of still kind of wilding out a little bit. We was over in Okinawa, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I ever. Oh, I did when we had Rock City on, and we had Scotty on. Remember them, Rock City and Scotty? We talked about these parties we went to, and it was held by the Masons. And I said the Masons throw the dopest parties, and over there in Okinawa, we got. So the parties they threw, and O was in that organization. So I met him there. We're in the same squadron, so I met him there. So please, without any further to do, we bring O in. Welcome to the show. Thank you for pulling up.
What's up, fellas?
Hey.
What's going on? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain.
So I asked you, did you remember our Okinawa time?
Yeah.
That was a wild time, man. How was that for you?
Man, I like Okinawa, man. I like Kadena. What was that? I was even though I had made staff, I was still in the airman dorms. They didn't let me go to the NCO dorms. But my girlfriend was in the NCO dorms. And it was like they had like a 1-room apartment. I was like, man, this is dope. But I was what was it called? I was dorm chief over there at Kadena. So you know how were you in the dorms back then?
Yeah, I was in the dorm, but I was in the maintenance dorms over there by the bowling alley. In the bowling alley and the post office. That's where I was at.
Was y'all's dorms the same way where once you come through the door, then you had two more doors for each bedroom?
Yep, and then you had the common area, the bathroom, sink. Yeah.
Well, as a dorm chief, all of that was mine. Both rooms were mine. Everything was mine. So I was pretty cool with it because it was like I had one room set up like a front room area, had like a couch and everything in there. Then I had the bed in the other room. Yeah, I like.
Okay. So did you have to do your whole time as the dorm chief over there, or they finally let you out? Because I know a lot of the staff moved off base too.
Yeah, I wasn't given that opportunity, but when I first got there, no, it was somebody else who was the dorm chief. But then I got in good with there was there was like somebody that was their job was to be at the dorms. They were military, but I forget what their title was.
Yeah. They were like
maybe like the dorm manager, maybe, or something of that nature. Yeah. So I got in good with that shit, and once the first dorm chief, once he left, she said, "Hey, do you want to be it?" I was like, "Yep, I'll take it." I just wanted it because I got both. Rooms, and I was on the first floor.
Oh yeah,
ease your way right on into that. Well, why not?
Right on into it,
man. Right not. All right, so
exactly.
Let's take it back for a sec. We're gonna drop you out this old plane.
Hey.
There you go.
Okay.
Bam. Okay, so this is called the drop. The drop signifies the days, the weeks, the months prior to you joining the military. Please tell the folks watching why you chose the military, why you chose the Air Force, why you chose your job, anything kind of surrounding that situation when you came in.
Okay, so how it happened for me was that we moved from California back to Oklahoma, my mom and I. My dad stayed, my mom and dad separated right around that time. And it happened right after I graduated. I graduated in 96. I think we moved back to Oklahoma in 97. And I started school. So I went to college for I think a semester. And then I just dropped out. I was like, man, school is just not for me. So I started working and stuff and running around in the streets. And I told my mom, I was like, well, I'm gonna see what I can do in a year, and then after a year, we'll see if I want to go back to school. I tried to shoot her that was my line. I think she already knew that wasn't gonna go as planned. So that year came around, And she was like right on it, man. She was like, so what are you gonna do? I'm like, what do you mean? She said, it's been a year. You said you didn't want to go to school for a year. She said, okay, I allowed you to stay at the house, time is up now. What are you gonna do? She was like, I tell you this, either you go back to school or you join the military.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it wasn't like I chose the military. I think the military was chosen for me.
The old
So then
tomato.
yeah, so
Now, was anybody in the military prior to you joining where she knew she had a connection? Okay.
I had uncles. I had two uncles that was in the military. I had an uncle, both uncles were in the Air Force at one point, and then another one of my uncles, he like crossed over to the Army Reserve.
Mm.
Um, so I went to the one uncle that was in the Army Reserve and asked him, I said, hey man, mom told me that I gotta go to school or join the military. I said, I'm gonna join the military. I was like, what should I join the army? He was like, nah. He was like, you don't want the army. He was like, you need the Air Force. I said, okay. So then I went to my Uncle Delmar and I said, hey, Unc, you know, mom told me, school or military. And I talked to Uncle Ermit and he told me the Air Force. I'm asking you, what do you think would be the best branch? He told me literally, he was like, you too light in the ass to go to the to the Marines. He
Oh,
was like, you
Delmore
need to
sound
go
like
to the
you
Air
say
Force.
that.
He told me I was too light in
For
the ass.
reference.
Yeah.
This is for
That's it right
reference.
there.
Yeah, buddy.
For
That's
the
it right there,
record,
man.
he never lied. Okay.
I was the FUBU king back then, man. So I signed up for went and saw a recruiter, Air Force recruiter, talked to them for a little bit and took the what's it called?
Oh,
Eight
you
is it the
took the
eight? Not the
ASVAB?
ACT. ASVAB, yeah. Yeah, went and took the ASVAB because like I graduated in '96.
Uh-huh.
I came into the military in January 19th, 2000. So it had been like 4 years since I was out of school and everything. So I took the ASVAB and everything, and I did come in as a guaranteed job for POL, but they was
Oh,
like,
okay. Shouts out to the POL. For those
yeah,
who are
yeah.
watching, what is POL?
POL stands for petroleum, oils, and lubricants. And in a nutshell, we were fuels. We refueled aircraft. We stored the fuel. We did cryogenics. So we dealt with liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen. So we did a little bit more than just refueling aircraft. We had like a lot of other our hands like a lot of other stuff. We have a lab section where we have to run tests on the fuel to make sure the fuel is good for the aircraft, especially Air Force One right there.
Yeah.
We do ground fuel too, so diesel, regular unleaded, uh, uh, unleaded fuel for like your POVs and stuff. Not POVs, GOVs.
GLVs,
People come
yeah.
up to the military service station, so we had to run that too. Yeah, man, we were like I was like a gas attendant / pumper.
Okay.
That's what it was for us, man.
Man, that's
Yeah,
dope,
cool.
man. So out of all the aircraft you were able to refuel, what was your favorite one? Or if you had a favorite one, or are they all the same?
After a while, they all start becoming the same. It's you just get dispatched to an aircraft and you go out and fill it up. But I would think probably the best one was maybe like a C5 because it took so much fuel, and
Okay.
because normally, if you're not out there on the flight line doing your job, at least for us, I'm pretty sure this is probably across the board for every AFC. If we weren't on that flight line doing our jobs, then we were back at the shop doing some kind of odd job. We were painting, we were pulling weeds, we were we were doing something that wasn't what our AFSC was. And so how I said our job was POL, petroleum oils and lubricants. Well, we also called ourselves painting odd jobs and landscapers because we were doing everything else in between.
That's funny.
So we did everything else in between, man. So being on the flight line was like it got you out of doing that other stuff.
Yeah. So you didn't mind going to go refuel and
Nah.
get out there on the flight line. Cause I mean, but
Mm-mm.
y'all out there hot days, cold days, windy days,
Yeah.
rainy
Yeah.
days.
No,
Were you
those
able to
days.
join the
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
what called the FARP team, like the special kind of?
No, so I was at two bases that had FARP. Kadena had FARP.
Yeah.
Really didn't know too much about them back then, but then Herbert Field had FARP. And I actually learned more about FARP while I was at Herbert Field, but I never I never wanted to join because you actually had to try out. They had
Oh,
tryouts. You had to do certain things to get on the FARP team. But I think FARP was like they already knew who they wanted, but
okay.
they couldn't just go and say, "Hey, give me Sergeant O to be on FARP," because then that would be like showing favoritism. So they had to open it up to everybody, and they had a competition where you had to compete. You had to do certain things in certain time frames, and it was some people that did better than the actual people that made it too far. I mean, we had this one
Oh
guy,
wow.
yeah, one guy at Herbert Field, man. Fark wanted, I forgot what his name is. Fark wanted somebody else, but they had to open it up, tryouts for everybody. The guy they wanted, he sucked at everything he had to do. And there was this one guy, he was like overweight. He beasted everything. He never gave up. He was always running, pulling the hose and bringing it back. And I mean, if they didn't want that other dude, they should have took the dude that was out of shape. But they didn't want him. They wanted the other guy. So they still chose the other guy, even though the out of shape dude, he killed it. He killed it. I was like, man, that's bad right there, man. When you
Yeah.
get done up by somebody else.
Wow.
Yeah. How many bases were you able to hit in your career? And how long have you been in? Or where
So I
you at?
was I was in for 22 years.
Okay.
Um, I didn't hit a lot of bases. Let me see. I started out at Holloman in New Mexico.
Okay.
From there, I went to Kunsan and then to Kadena, then to Herbert Field, and then McDill when I retired out of McDill. I was at Herbert Field for 10 years, man.
Yeah.
That took up a big chunk of my military career right there at Herbert Field. I
Yeah,
should have I
mine
should have I
I
should have
was
PCF.
there. I was there 11 years,
Oh,
and I would have probably still been there had my functional said, "Look, you're the longest supply person on this base. Either you try to move yourself by like the dream sheet, or we're
mhm.
gonna move you to Cannon." And I was like, "Okay, let me see what this dream sheet hit for." And so that's how I got Germany.
That's what's up.
I
Because I
tried
was
to get
like,
Germany, man.
"What's that?"
I tried to get Germany because while I was at Herbert Field, my daughter came and lived with me. She lived with me for about 6 or 7 years. And
Okay.
I asked her, I was like, if you can go anywhere in the world and you want to live there for a little while, where would you want to go? She said Germany. So, I went to I said, okay, I said, let me see what I can do. I looked at the overseas equal list, but Germany wasn't on there for me for my career field. So, I went back home and I told her, I said, look, I said, what I can try to do is go to Korea, and then
Mm,
I can try to go from Korea to Germany. I said if I get Korea, I pretty much guaranteed to get my follow-on base. I said, but the bad thing about that is that you can't come with me, so I have to
yeah.
send you home to my mom, and we have to go around, go about it doing it that way. So I asked her if that's what she wanted to do. She was like, yeah, I'll do that. Then I had to call my mom and be like, look, here's the plan. If everything go as planned, I'm sending the Loria to you for a
Yeah.
year. I'm going to Korea, and then we're gonna go to Germany. I couldn't even get Korea. I don't know why. I couldn't even get Korea,
Oh,
and I put
you
in for it.
man, that's strange where they won't give you Korea.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't even get Korea.
Man. How many deployments have you been on?
I haven't been on that many either. Let me see. I deployed out of my first base. I've been
Okay.
on one, two. I think three for sure but for some odd reason, I want to say there was a fourth one, but I know 3 for sure.
Okay.
I didn't deploy because I was always hurt. Because I was listening to you guys talk earlier.
Yeah.
I always played basketball. I played basketball prior to coming in,
Yeah.
and I played a lot of basketball on the street, and then coming in to the military, I had already had knee problems. So I was always on like a waiver. I was always on a waiver because my knees would swell up on their own. So I was on a waiver for a lot. So I didn't get to deploy a lot.
Wow. But when you did deploy, you gotta talk about this, man. This is probably the most favorite picture you sent when you sent over. Let's talk about this. So in a deployment, you got folks coming in and out. There's normally let's call it a halfway point before you get to your actual destination. It's a transition place. This is a picture that took me back. You can almost smell the sand. You can almost feel the heat of being in this place. This is the transition. What was that transition like for you? Like going from here and going out?
So this was when I was at where were we at? Manas. I think they closed down Manas. That's in Uzbekistan. It was in Uzbekistan. So we were transitioning out. So we had to leave the dorms, and they put us in these tents. So this was a transition tent for us that was leaving out. And man, you had to. I did that right there because you see the lights are all on in the background and people coming in and out. You still got to go to work and stuff, So if you work nights, people are in and out during the day, and it's just one big old tent. It'd be like a 50-man tent. People just coming in, being loud, and they had lights on. So I made me like a little fort to try to keep some of the light out while I was sleeping because I had to work nights. So that's what that is right there, man. I was right there by the front. So where you see that right there by the door. So where you see that little blue, I don't know if that was a blanket or a sheet. Well, just maybe 3 or 4 more feet, further away from it. That's the front door of the tent. So people coming in and going out, zipping it up, zipping it down, and I'm trying to sleep. It sucked, but it was cool, man. It's almost like camping.
Oh yeah, it's camping, or they say it now it's called glamping because camping you're actually outside, but glamping, if you will, because you're inside. So if you could sum up your career, like tell us about your career, like how did it go? Was it good? Did you enjoy yourself? Like, tell us more about it.
So I had way more good times than I had bad times.
Good.
I don't know if I just got lucky or whatever, but and then I can't say I got lucky because it is what you make of it. A majority of your career is going to be what you make your career out to be. So I had way more good times than bad times. I can count on one hand and just a select few fingers of when stuff wasn't good to me. Overall though, man, I mean, I loved when I deployed to Turkey. I tried to go back. I tried to get orders back to Turkey because them fools that permanent party in Turkey don't work. They taking off all the American holidays and the Turkish holidays. Them fools come to work about two to 3 days a week, and they off all the other days because it's some kind of Turkish holiday. So I was like, oh man, I gotta go back.
That was my first base. So that was my entry to the Air Force was Turkey.
Really? Oh man, yeah, Turkey. I loved it, man. Like I said, I tried to go. Wait a minute, when was you there? When was you there?
I was there. I got there the November 2002, and I left August 2006. No, 2003.
Okay. I'm trying to think because that was my first. I had to be there. I had to have been there around that time because I was in Tent City. I was in Tent City. It had to have been around that time because that was back, when deployments, you could take your own. When you wasn't at work, you can dress in your civilian clothes. It wasn't it wasn't until 9/11 popped off when you deployed. When you wasn't at work, you had to be in PT gear. But back then, so it was civilian clothes. I want to say, man, I was probably there when you was there. I probably was. We just know each other.
We had man, because a lot of my friends work TMO, and they'll tell us folks is coming in, folks is leaving, so we had to manifest, if you will. And so because the club was popping and going off base, and everything was so fun. Like, it was good to see, because I think it was like a 6-month rotation where Tent City would come and go.
Sure,
and y'all was there. We were there with so many other services in so many other countries. So it was even better like that. Like, Turkey was my first base, but I'm telling you that it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I love Turkey, man. You're right. Y'all's E Club was amazing. Oh, y'all's E Club was amazing. But to go back to your original question about my career, if we was to start from the beginning at Holloman, I mean, I had way more good times there than the bad. The only bad time that I had at Holloman was because we had something called Shark Troop, and I'm sorry, it was BTZ. I was up for BTZ. It was me and another guy from my flight up for from Fuels that was going to be put up for BTZ, and I didn't get it only because the other guy had, how can I say this? He took a class, but he dropped out of the class. But he dropped out. He didn't finish it. But since he took the class, that put him one over me. But I was like, the dude didn't finish it. He was like, no, and I was like, in every other aspect, I beat him. Yeah. But just because he signed up for a class, I guess you can say, he got BTZ over me, and I was a little bit salty about that.
Yeah.
But that's something, to me now, looking back, it was something small, to be salty about. But Holloman was cool, man. I loved it. I met some I'm still friends with a lot of people from my first base. One of my really good friends, he was at Holloman. He's now in Arizona, and I go to Arizona like a couple times a year. I kick it with him. That's how much we still stay in contact. Like I said, he's like a really good friend. He's like a best friend,
Yeah.
When I went to Korea, man, I love Korea. I mean, Korea was nice. Korea kind of reminded me of Turkey, because when I was at Turkey, I think we were there during the Christmas time. So, everybody at Turkey goes out and gets soups made. You're getting a soup made so I didn't know anything about it though, but another guy that I was deployed with Turkey with, he had already been to Turkey. So he went out, got a nice suit for the Christmas party or whatnot. Korea's the same way, man. All them shops, shoot, you go off base, man, clothes, everything you want is cheap in Korea. Yeah. So I had a really good time in Korea. I did a lot of turn and burns from Busan to Osan and back. I remember, since I was at Kunsan and all your good shopping was like at Osan, right off base at Osan, I would go to Osan, buy clothes and bring them back, but I wouldn't wear the clothes in Korea because everybody had on the same exact thing, because we just there. Everybody got on the same exact shirt, same exact pants, and that was back. Y'all might remember this. Y'all remember when you had jeans and they had the NBA team logos on them?
Yeah.
Y'all remember those? Yeah, those right there was. You see about 5 dudes walking around the base with those pants on. So I held all my clothes till I got to Kadena, and I still had more clothes when I got to Herbert Field. I held on to I was like, I'm not wearing this here. I ain't gonna. Everybody looked like each other, man. So I held on to mine. When I left there at Kadena, man, Kadena was a good time. Was a good time too, man. That's when I started going to the NCO club, even though I was an airman. Those NCOs used to get me in because we always played dominoes. We played dominoes all the time, man. So they used to be like, yeah, man, he's good people, man. Let him in. And I come in and we be back there in the club part drinking and playing dominoes.
Man.
I love Korea. Plus that's when I always say Kadena was probably the best basketball coach I ever had. His name was RJ, I think it was. Did you know him?
I didn't know
RJ.
him.
RJ was there when I first got there. It was RJ. He had the base team going, and RJ, like I said, man, he had plays everybody could score. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like trying to get the ball into your best players' hand or the second guy or the third guy. You're gonna be open in his offensive scheme for everybody to play.
Okay.
So I always like playing for RJ, even though I played basketball, almost throughout my whole career. But then another guy came in. I think he was the athletic director or whatever, and so there was 2 base teams. And then since he was the athletic director, he kind of pushed RJ out and only had one base team. So that is what it is. But
yeah,
I really didn't care for his coaching style. I didn't play base team at Kunsan because the coach at my first base, I was like, you know what? I ain't playing base team for no other base no more. I said, if this is how y'all coach and it's like political and all this stuff, I said, man, I'm just for the ball, man. And so every time during intramurals, whenever I had, because we had 2 coaches at Holloman. One was from CE and one was from Med Group. Whenever LRS, or back then we would call Supply. Whenever Supply paid CE or Med Group, I gave them the business. I gave them the business every time. Every time I gave them the business, just because I was like, y'all playing me like I'm a scrub on the base team. I'm gonna show you a scrub. I gave them the business every time. But man, that was like 100 pounds lighter. Nowadays it's different. It's different. But man, I'm sorry. Yeah. So all in all, my whole military career was good, man. It was good. I loved it.
So I'm curious to see. We talk a lot about leadership here and different styles. What was your leadership style? What was your leadership tactic when you had your guys? Because I would say, for those who don't know, and this is just a supply guy talking with a POL guy, man, when y'all came through, you knew POL was in the house because y'all was some rambunctious guys and gals.
Yeah.
When y'all pull up to a function, you know when POL is in the house, when the cops is in the house, when CE in the house. So y'all rank high of those. So what was your leadership style dealing with the rambunctious group that you had?
So you're definitely right. We were definitely rambunctious, like you say. You at least for me, when even as a senior airman, I was at Kadena. I think it was Holloman. Right before I PCS to Kunsan, they sent me to ALS because they was like, well, you're gonna test while you're at Kunsan. We want you to already go through ALS, so that way you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it, and you can just sew on and just like that. So when I was in Kunsan, I didn't make staff, of course, but when I got to Kadena, there was a tech sergeant that PCS'd in. His name was Sergeant Brown. He retired as a chief. I stayed in contact with him as well. But he was over distro, and I was a supervisor in distro. So I'm sorry, I was just a regular old driver in distro. And I guess when he first got there, he looked at my records. He called me in his office, and he was like, "Hey, I see that you've already been through ALS." So he said, "Since you've been through ALS already, we're gonna give you some troops."
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't know nothing about business. So he was like, "Well, sink or swim." You're gonna have to learn fast. So as a senior airman, I had 3 troops and I had to write EPRs.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, I had to write EPRs as a senior airman because I was their raider. Well, yeah, I was their raider at the time. I don't know how that would work as a senior airman, but I was just like, okay, basically because I don't know. So I'm like, okay, so
Right.
in anyways, that's where I learned to be I like to say I was a good supervisor. And I say that only because troops that I had said I was a good supervisor.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to what they call that toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah,
It's just
toot your
that
own horn.
it's just yeah, it's just that I've had troops tell me, multiple troops tell me that, oh, you're one of my better supervisors. And I think it probably comes from right then at Kadena because I had some experience by the time I got, especially when I got to Herbert Field and when I got to McDill.
Yeah.
Um, it's just that I was able to talk. You talk to your troops like people. Don't
Yeah.
try to be their supervisor. Don't try to be their boss. Talk to them, listen to them. They have problems. Talk with them through their problems. But my guys always knew that uh, if you worked hard, then we can play harder afterwards.
Mm.
So at Kadena, what I would do, because I was on B shift, and when my guys would bust their ass for like a week or two, and if I had to call somebody that was off, I said, "Hey, we need the body, man. Can you come in and help?" Yes, Sergeant. No, I'll be there. Okay, perfect. Thank you. They would come in on their days off. So
Wow.
I started going to the point where I would let my guys know I'm B shift. Hey, since you guys worked hard, you didn't complain. I called you in. Maybe you cussed me out after you got off the phone, but you was really you was really with it when you came in. So we started having B shift only barbecues, man. So I would go out and I would buy everything. Well, I would buy all the meat, and I would tell them, hey, you guys buy the sides, I'll buy the plates and napkins or whatever. And so I would always reward them for their for the hard work. And I think that's why B shift liked working for me. Because I mean, they
Oh.
use the B shift used to talk really. They used to be like, man, y'all want to come to B shift, man? Sergeant Noah's good, man. He's over here. We have barbecues. Because it was times where they'll because you always got to come into work about 20 some minutes early. I'm
Yeah.
coming in holding these trays of now I'm talking about we're not having hot dogs and hamburgers. I'm bringing in ribs, chicken,
Oh.
steaks. We having a real barbecue. And day
Oh
shift is like
snap.
they should like, oh man, I'm about to stay for this. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not part of this team. This is for B shift. This is for B shift only, player. So I took that same mentality from Kadena to Herbert Field and to McDill. The guys just like working for me. They
Man,
they they worked hard.
that's awesome, man. So we got a couple questions. One of them is if you can go back and would you do it again?
But I do it again. Yeah, because I'm where I'm at today because of the military.
Okay.
Um, not quite sure. If mom didn't give me that ultimatum, where I'd be right now. Because I wasn't like bad. Like I was in the streets, robbing and doing all the kind of stuff. But I was in the
Right.
streets chasing women and stuff, or girls
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
So I probably would have a whole bunch of kids by now. But I do attribute, man, to
Daddy
my
O.
success right now to what I went through in the military, and I would 100% do it again.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now I
Yeah.
want you to spend a few minutes. We got a few minutes left, and talk about like I feel like one of your uh I would say life journey since you've been out was to get people connected with the right resources in order for them to get their 100% disability. Why did you take that on for brothers and sisters like me? And what are some things they need to be thinking about if they're still in, if they got out? Like, what are some things that you tell folks about trying to obtain their disability rating?
So I tell, depends on who I'm talking to. Well, let's go back a little bit. Why I do it. I haven't done it in a while, but the reason why I did it is because my dad is a Vietnam vet, and man, he had so much wrong with him. Because they had Agent Orange back then. They
Yeah.
usually use on the jungle, so that gave all kind of ailments. So I think he has Hopkins cancer.
Mm.
And I just know that when I was a kid growing up, my dad was like 6'4", probably like 230, between 230, 250 maybe. He was really in shape, growing up from what I remember when I was a kid. And then once, we moved away and I went to visit him. And, I think once him and my mom separated, his health went downhill. It spiraled fast. Because now my dad is like legally blind. He has to walk like a cane. I mean, I don't know how you fellas are, but when you're like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, looking at your pops in his prime, he's the tallest probably person that you knew at the time, and like I said, my dad was in very good shape too. To looking at him now, it's a big difference, and I know a lot of his ailments came from the military. Now, even though he is 100%. While I was in the military, he always told me to stay on top of your medical records because that's where it's at. Because when you retire, separate, whatever happens, you want to make sure you're compensated because Uncle Sam got their pound of flesh. Now it's time for you to get your pound of flesh on the back end. So that's what I did. I made sure that I was on top of my medical records, and I would talk to some retired people here and there as I was transitioning out. I would listen to what they would tell me, and I would pluck out little pieces that I figured would help me. And so once I did retire, I was 100% out the door.
Wow.
I retired. I was officially retired 1 January of 22. I had my rating 19 January of 22.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty fast. And so what I do try to tell people is that if you're still in and you're coming up towards you're going to be retiring in like 5 years or so, I tell people to go get a copy of your medical records, man, and look at stuff. And go get seen again for stuff that might not, that you think that you're better from, because you're probably not 100% better from it. I tell them to go get looked at again for that, and moving forward, you go to the hospital for everything. Make sure that is written down, because during the process for getting your rating, you have the fact finders, and then you have the raters, and they're looking at, well, the fact finders are making sure everything that you're trying to claim is actually either in your medical records or you have a nexus letter to back it up. And then once they validate that, then they move it over to the rater, and then it's the rater's turn to put a percentage to everything. Well, if you go back and you get seen for certain stuff, you're showing that you are still seeking treatment. Something is there's still an issue going on with you somewhere. So I tell people to go get seen for stuff again. Don't just think that it's, don't downplay it. I tell people, don't go in there lying about nothing, but go in there and get seen again about something. I ask people, do you have sleep apnea? And they be like, I don't think so. I'd be like, well, do you snore when you sleep? They're like, I don't know. I'd be like, do you have a girlfriend or a wife? They'd be like, well, yeah. I said, has either one of them said that you snore or do you stop breathing while you're sleeping and stuff like that? They'd be like, yeah, they said that. Go get seen for sleep apnea, man, because that is a big one. Well, it's not as big as it used to be because sleep apnea, if you had a CPAP, it was automatic 50% back in the day. Now it's not automatic 50%. It just depends on how severe your sleep apnea is with your CPAP. So I try to get people to set themselves up early before, because Jack, I don't know, PJ, were you in the service too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. When did you guys, or when did both of you transition out?
I got out in 2000.
And I got out in 2004. I mean 24.
I'm about to say you didn't get out before. So I know for Jax it was this way because I retired before he did. PJ, I'm not sure about yourself, but you have to establish your BDD date almost 6 months before you retired. Is that what happened for you,
That's
Jack?
what happened for me. Yep.
PJ, did that happen for you as well? Because you retired. I mean, you got out way earlier than we did.
Yeah, you had to do all of that. Yeah, it has to be right before.
Okay, so
It had to be
for us, it became like mandated where you had to do it 6 months prior. And I think they started that because who was the president at the time? I think, oh no. When did I get out? I got out in 22. That was Trump. Trump was in office when I got out. when I retired. But I think it was Obama before him. They had put something in place to try to help service members that were getting out. They didn't have to wait months and then years to get their rating. So that's where the whole establishing your BD date 6 months prior to you, at least if you were retiring, 6 months prior to you you getting out. And so what I did was that I did that. I established mine in July of 2021. And I think that helped the process because while I was still in, they were going through my medical records. I had a really good VSO. Man, she found like 30 some conditions and she wrote them all down for me.
Wow.
By time I actually got my rating, I had 50 some conditions in my medical records.
Wow.
So I had a really good VSO, and then I went to visit my dad, and his friend is called a VCR.
Mm-hmm.
What does the R stands? The R stands for like a representative or something of that nature. So he's the one that kind of got me into trying to help other people because I saw how he was able to help my dad and he helped some other people, and that's what VSOs do too. But when I went to visit my dad in Cali, and he took me to the VA with him, and was showing me around and talking to people. My dad's a very personal. I mean, he's a very impressionable person. Everybody knows, hey, because everybody called him Hightower, especially back when we lived in Hawaii. Everybody called him, Hightower because he's 6'4", he's tall. So we're in the hospital there. Hey, what's going on? Hightower this and Hightower that. And he took me by the BSR dude and he gave me that CFR book. I remember back when I first got out, I said, hey, if you guys want to know what your condition, the little number, the little alphanumeric number is for your condition, hit me up. So people were hitting me up left and right. I kind of that right there jumped me in really big because everybody was hitting me up. I bit off way more than I could chew at that point. Everybody was hitting me up. I was like, dang, man. So and then what was good about it too was that same VCR guy, he's out in Cali. He gave me a lot of business cards. He was like, if any of your fellow service members, active duty, already retired, separated, if they need help, you pass my info on to them. So whatever I couldn't answer for people, I gave them his number, and he was able to help. He was able to get a few of my friends to 100%. So I definitely I still to this day give his information out. Even though nowadays it's been I don't really do it as much because I don't go out and just advertise it, because I don't get I don't want to lead nobody the wrong way. I just let them. If we're talking about our service together, we find out that we're both in the service. We talk about it. I don't ever bring up my 100%. I learned early on that some people are still fighting a fight to get to 100, and they've been fighting longer than I was in the military. And they get very salty about it. So I don't even bring up what I let them ask me, but I just don't volunteer it. Yeah, man. I mean, I just like helping people however I can, especially when it comes to getting that your compensation, because Uncle Sam got his time out of you. It's time for Uncle Sam to pay you back on the back end.
Yes, sir. That's good, man. So what are you up to now? I know you say you're in Tampa. Like what's your days, what's your weeks, what's your life not like now since being out in the military?
So now, man, I do a whole lot of shooting. I just started shooting in competitions.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I do that now. I heard you guys when you guys were talking during the when it was just you two talking. PJ said that you guys said that he went back to school. I went back to school. And I went to MMI, man. I got it's a trade school, Motorcycle Mechanic Institute, because I still ride bikes. Well, I don't ride them actively, but I have a race bike now. I should have sent you a picture. I have a full blown drag race bike. I mean, I had that built from the ground up. It's a full blown, and it cost a lot of money. So I was like, let me just go learn how to work on them. So I went to school, and I went to I was in Orlando I moved to Orlando for maybe a year and four months. While I was out there, I took Suzuki, Kawasaki, and Yamaha. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna go take Honda, but I took Honda in Arizona. So I left for Arizona for 4 months. I rented my house out, and I went to Arizona and I took Honda. So I'm certified, and they gave me a degree out of it. So I'm certified, and I have a degree in all 4 Japanese brands.
Nice.
Wow! So you could go work in the a shop right now, or just do it on the side, or
I do it right now. I do it on the side. I'm not going to work for nobody but myself.
Right? You're about to say you can start his own shop.
Yeah. I can do it. I mean, if I wanted to, I think the best route would probably go work for a shop just to get the experience, under me, and then, started, I guess full time if I wanted to on my own, but that's not I have 3-year plans. Right now, my 3-year plans is for the next 2 years, I'm just going to get my affairs in order. I'm going to start selling stuff out of my house and get it all cleared out. I'm going to rent the house out again because in 2028, I plan on being overseas for the whole year. I want to spend 9 to 10 months in Africa and then 2 to 3 months in Thailand. I don't even want to come back stateside unless something's happening with my grandkids or the family. I'll come back for that. Wow. Any other time, I plan on being overseas.
Wow. That's dope. Now that's the living right there. That's living. You're gonna be like my boy Biddle.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, exactly, man. Biddle be jumping everywhere.
I tried to get Biddle on the show, and he was like, "Man, ain't no good reception over here. I ain't gonna be able to hear you because I don't know what country he's in now, but he's all over the place. Ever since he retired, when he jumped off the stage and walked out,
I remember that. Yeah,
he ain't been in the state since.
Yeah, you're right. You're right because he went to He went to Guam. He contracted in Guam for like a year or two, and then after that, he was all overseas. He was jumping around.
So that's the life, man. Yo, congratulations on that, man. I can't wait to see the pictures of you hanging out in Africa and Thailand and everywhere in between, man. You just gonna go there and just figure it out, or
I'm gonna figure.
Know people there or what?
I only know people in Thailand. I absolutely know nobody in Africa. But I'm just, like I said, so right now I know for sure that I want to go to Ghana, Kenya, and Ethiopia. I already got those 3 countries in Africa that I definitely want to go to. And it's going to be either 2 to 3 months in each one of those countries. And then on top of that, that would take me to like 9 months out of the country if I just visit those 3 for 3 months each. But I've really been, looking at South Africa and Cape Verde. So, I'm gonna try to figure out how to incorporate those 2 more countries into my whole time. I might just not even go to Thailand. I might spend the whole year in Africa. I don't know yet.
Right. That's dope.
Man.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's the plan.
That's dope,
That's
man.
Fire.
That's dope. All right. I just got one last question. It's a kind of crazy question, but let's just say you were just chilling and this bus broke down right by you. And you was going on there because I know you're a service member, you're down to help, you're trying to see what's going on. And you go up on this bus and you see brand new airmen headed to basic training. Mm-hmm. What do you tell them? What will be your words of advice to tell those basic individuals?
Headed to, am I just advise them on basic training or the military as a whole?
They was like, hey man, we're headed to Lackland Air Force Base. We about to go to basic training. What would you tell them?
Jeez. I know basic has changed way since I've been there. So I would probably tell them,
tell them like just advice about the military in general or yeah.
Okay. Well, I would tell them, basic training is like a head game. They're going to get into your head a lot. So you got to be mentally strong, be mentally strong in basic training, rely on the guy to your left or your right, or the lady to your left or your right. If you can do that, and if you come from a family where discipline was in it, you're going to be okay, because you're already used to it. I think some people who aren't used to discipline, they're the ones that probably have a really tough time, because basic training is they all in your face telling you what to do. And if you're not used to that, it's going to be hard for you. That would be my advice for them going to basic. And then I would tell them, moving on, once they get to their actual base, I let them know, between basic training, tech school, and your first base, it's 3 different stages. When you get to that last point, that first base, now you're going to see how the Air Force really is. Learn your job, be good at your job. If you're going to go out and have fun, because I know you are, be smart about it, because you don't want to be that airman with the big A that's always getting in trouble in your flight. You don't want to be that person. Be smart about it. Help your fellow other airmen to make smart decisions too. It doesn't. Even if people look at you as, don't be the party pooper, but just be smart about your career. Align yourself with some pretty good people, and it'll be easy at that point. The military is not that hard. It's just we're just a city within a city. That's all it is. That's the way I look at it. We're a city within a city. MacDill is right there, and it's inside of Tampa. Every job that you can find in Tampa, you can find it on base. We're just a city within a city. Go out, have fun, be smart. Time's going to fly by, because it will.
Good. All right. Well, we have the part of the show where we're doing closing comments. We'll let you jump it off first if you want to give us some closing comments, and then we'll get up out of here.
Man,
If you want to find you, where can we find you? What you got going on? If we need our bike worked on, how do we get in touch with you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm out here in Tampa. If you do need some work on your bike, hit I do have Instagram, but I'm never on Instagram. I have 0 posts on Instagram. I don't even know why people follow me on Instagram because I don't post nothing. But if you ever do look me up on Instagram, my name is OKC Boy on Instagram. I'm always on Facebook, so you can look me up by my first and last name, Faelaun Onaolapo. I pretty much answer all messages, and I might not add you as a friend because my friend count is pretty low. It's only the people that I actually know. But outside of that, man, I'm living. To me, I feel like I'm living the dream. I'm retired. I don't work for nobody. Wake up when I want to, do what I want to do. I do have a routine so that my days are not boring. Outside of that, everything is good over here.
Good. And then, are you still advising a little bit with the VA stuff, or you say you kind of put that to the side?
Well, I do it only when somebody asks me, or yeah, only when somebody asks me about the VA process is when I do it. I don't. I guess you say advertise it. If it comes up during conversations, or if somebody says, "Hey, man, such and such told me to come talk to you about the VA process," then I would talk to them that way because now I know somebody that's a fact finder within the VA process. I know a fact finder and I know a rater. So I if it's something that I can't answer because I don't know, I ask one of those two. And then if it's still more stuff that needs to be known, then that's when I refer the person to the VSR out there in California. And I let because he knows way more than I do. But if people need advice, yeah, I'll still do it.
Okay.
I help however I can.
Well, cool, man. We thank you for pulling up to the show, man. Taking some time out your day to holler at us, to talk to the good people. I just love hearing the stories and hearing how we were connected. We might have been in Turkey together. I know we spent some time in Japan and in Kadena, man. I mean, and in Herbert Field. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you. And I never will forget, man, we used to ride bikes, and it's funny, it come to my mind when you said that. We were doing bike night, riding over the Destin Bridge. Nah, we was riding over the Pensacola Bridge. Now, I have this brand new Cowie 1000. It was blue. I
remember that.
No business on that bike. No business whatsoever.
I was about to ask, how
long
I
rode that bike rode me. Every time.
How long were you riding before you bought 1,000?
I was riding maybe about a year and a half.
Hey, you know what, Jax? My first bike ever was that black Suzuki Gixxer 1000. I almost killed myself on the very first ride.
Listen,
I almost killed myself.
And so me trying to hang with these guys on this brand new bike, I don't know what it is about bridges, but people lose their mind on bridges. So we
open it up.
We open it up. I'm opening it up. Here come O, right next to me, cuts my bike off. It's my kill switch on my bike. Now, training wise, you got to know what to do. Freaking out in my helmet, like, All right. Clutch. I got to cut it off. I got to get it back on. And man, we got to the Buffalo Wild Wings, and them dudes was crying, laughing at me, man. So I'll never forget that dude.
Oh man.
I mean, it was a good group. It was safe.
Yeah.
It was cool. I think that was just a moment I thought about when you talked about them bikes, man.
That's how I got into drag racing. Because we used to go up to Hope. We used to go up to Hope, Tom, Lake.
Yep.
Yeah, Rod, Smoke, CJ.
Yeah.
We all would ride up to Hope and like race each other because we trying to figure out who's the fastest in the little group. Yeah, and it was a bunch of trash talking then, man.
So wait, y'all was racing the bikes that we was going back and forth with, or y'all had actual?
Nope, we was just racing our everyday bikes up at the track. Everyday bikes, man, up at the track, man. Lake and Rod, boy, they used to go at it all the time. That was hilarious right there, boy. Listening to Lake and Rod talking shit to each other. And then Tom and CJ, and Tom had the ZX14.
Yeah.
CJ had a Busa, and I had the 1000, and I would beat Lake and Rod and Smoke. So I was always trying to compete with Tom and CJ because they had the bigger bikes.
Yeah.
And they would beat me way more than I would beat them. But I'm still, it's just me. I just talk shit regardless. I'm talking shit point blank. Win or lose, I'm just talking.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's how we started. That's how I started racing.
Yes, sir. Well, cool, man. Hey, PG, you got any closing comments?
Nah, man. Just y'all, man. Go get geared up, man, and check us out, man. Stay on the lookout for elbow grease, man.
I will. I am.
Stop through with Stop through and get the merch. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget about W, man. W.GG. You know what I'm saying? Elbow grease. I gotta have a new link, man. Put up new website. We're redoing the website for that. So and like I said, matter of fact, all of the guests are getting ready to get some here pretty soon. I'm about to send this stuff out to Jax here in about a week or two, man. So he can distribute it to you guys. I'm gonna try to put together a little welcome pack, man. Thank you, Pac, man, from Elbow Grease, man, for all of the guests, man. I just need the total number, and that's it, man. We good.
Yes, sir. Well, we good. Well, as closing remarks, man, I thank you guys. Thank the guests for coming on. Thank PG for amazing co-host. We thank Black Money Media for presenting this, and we also thank our sponsor, Elbow Grease, Black Money Media, and please go get your merch. Just remember, y'all, this podcast is for you if you are in the military and you want to go the whole way. I did, our guest did, and we're doing good. Or this podcast is for you if you decide you only want to do 1-2 terms, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, just to get the benefits. That's cool too. That's what PG did. This podcast is also for you if you are deciding that you want to come in the military. We tell real stories here. We're having a good time. It is like O said, you're going to have more good days than bad days for sure. And we've been in 22 years, and that's a feat in itself. And this podcast is for you if, I don't know if you've been living under a rock and you've never had a conversation with a military member. This podcast is for you because we're talking about real stories that probably relate to what you go through in your regular civilian life. So we thank you for pulling up. We thank you for stopping in. And please hit all our links. Like, follow, comment, all that good stuff. And yes, sir.
Man, can I say just one last thing?
Yep.
One last thing. We're going to take it again. We taking it again. We taking it again this year. We taking it again. That was it.
Who do y'all got that's gonna? I mean, the West is kind of soft right now, so you might need to work on because them boys from Detroit is hot in the East. So we gonna see.
Hey, we right back in it again this year.
Okay.
We taking it again. I'm saying back to back.
Back to back. Okay.
Back to back.
Hey,
I'm about to grab me a couple of more of these championship bottles. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Look, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're gonna catch up on the next one. Peace.
All right, man.